Of course, we as Minnesota Fighting Vikings fans have gotten used to the national media jabroni haircuts, never giving the Vikings the time of day or respect. And outside of this year as well, it's like every time the Vikings do something well, it's just like, oh, they're going to screw up, they're going to F up, don't worry about them, never hoist Central Lombardi, blah, 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 blah. And even this year, 13-4, wanting some more. Justin Jefferson looking like the best wide receiver in the National Football League. Kirk Cousins having the best season of his career. The Vikings team has been... Yes, getting after it, 11-0 in one-score games. And you know what? It does take an element of skill because, hey, guess what? When the Chiefs win a close game or the Bills win a close game or the Bengals or the Eagles or the Cowboys win a close game, it's like, oh, tough, gritty team. When the Vikings win a close game, fluke. 11 flukes, huh? That's what happens. And not a shock. So you got the mighty New York Football Giants led by Daniel Jones at 9-7-1. Now, yes, respect this team. They can be tough. Daniel Jones has made some plays. He made some plays in the first Vikings-Giants game on Christmas Eve. Dayball has been fantastic. Saquon is a stud. They can get after it defensively. They're the number one blitzing team in the league. But, I mean, it's not like Goliath is coming in to slay David. And we all know how that worked. David just hit Goliath with a rock. And then Goliath went down with his bitch-ass forehead. It's like, oh, I can't handle a rock. That's what happens, man. But just wanted to run through. So, very prominent national media jabroni haircuts and outlets. They're all champing at the bit for the Giants. Now, I don't even see this as like East Coast media bias. I just think this is just Vikings hatred. And because here's what happens, where the media is constantly picking the Vikings. Oh, this is the week that they lose. Oh, this is when they're going to fall on their face. This is when they're going to be revealed as frawads. And then eventually it's like, oh, maybe they'll be right. Maybe they'll be right. They will pick against the Vikings every single step of the way. Hey, in the wild card, they'll pick the Giants. Hey, in the divisional round, they'll pick the Niners. Hey, in the NFC title game, they'll pick the Eagles. Hey, in the Super Bowl, guess what? They'll pick the Bills. And guess what? The Vikings are going to prove them wrong every single time. 4 wins, 4 games. That's all you need. So, Pete Prisco of CBS Sports. Pete Prisco is actually 7'6". Like he's Manute Bol, George Mirasan height. Actually, they're both 7'7". Anyways, but yeah, he picks the Giants to come in and beat the Vikings 30-28, which... it's his prerogative. Fine. Then you got Bleacher Report. Of course, they're picking the Giants to win 28-24. Okay. Pro Football Network, which has grown in scope. They got some great writers on staff there, but they're picking the Giants 24-21. So they're not even just like they're just cowards. Like they wouldn't even say, hey, the Giants are going to win 50-3. It's going to happen, man. Then this is from NFL Network Analytics. Only 3.1% chance to win the Super Bowl, huh? The Giants have a 2.2%. It's kind of crazy, man. Then you got Covers, which is a well-known Jelly Bean website. So their pick is the Giants +3. So now it's sort of like a hedging the bet. So they think that this game is going to be close, but they're going to take the Giants and the points. But disrespect. I still see it that way. The Ringer on the podcast, a number of them picked the Giants over the Vikings, which, go ahead. Take the money line. Hey, you want to be a hero, take the money line. Otherwise, you're just a coward. Fan-sided. NFL playoff, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. New York ran the ball over Minnesota, averaging 6 yards per carry. 2 turnovers ended up costing them, but I have faith that the Giants can pull off the upset and get their revenge. Yeah, because the Vikings don't remember that was close. They're just going to roll in. It's like, oh, we beat them last time, so we'll just beat them again this time. They didn't process that they had to make a couple of timely plays. That they didn't process that Daniel Jones marched 75 yards and a 2-point conversion to make things close to the end. They didn't process that Greg Joseph had to hit a kick from the moon to win. Yeah, they didn't internalize that at all. Sports Not. NFL picks lock. New York Giants stun the Vikings. So it's a lock. It's a lock now, is it, Sports Not? E2, Sports Not-o. And then FanDuel, Vikings versus Giants prediction, final score, Giants 28, Vikings 24. So, there's some heavy hitters. There's some heavy hitters that are clearly on the side of the Giants. A number of the ESPN jabronis as well as NFL Network jabronis are all up on the Giants as well. But just take note. Just take note. Hopefully we can send every single one of these to freezing cold takes to expose these jabronis as frauds. Like, oh, you really thought that the 9-7-1 Giants were going to come in and upset the 13-4 Vikings, even though the Vikings US Bank Stadium. Oh, I thought it would be louder. Don't worry. It's going to be loud and proud, and going to get on. They're going to get it on. Cousins is going to look great. Jefferson is going to be pissed off because, hey, it's his first time in the playoffs. And he didn't really get to right the wrong of the Packers game in the whatever the Bears' first half was. So he's going to come in, even with the Dory Jackson. Don't really care. They can double, they can bracket him, they can triple him. Don't care. Justin Jefferson is going to go for 10 and $150 and 2. And the defense is going to get after it with that ass, with the crowd noise. That's right. Oh, it's not a library anymore. Za'Darius is going to be back. Daniil is going to be at the height of his powers, and it's going to happen, man. That's exactly what's going to happen. I'm fired up. Let's play right now. Do it. But your thoughts are thoughts. National Media Jabroni Haircuts picking the Giants over the Vikings. Of course they are. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts on their thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.